is it? What is it for?
Looks like an airplane. Without wings.
That ain't no airplane. Look.
Hello, and welcome to therapy.
Hello? Hello? Dr. Brown?
A video series that's part review, part retrospective, but mostly just stuff.
Watch your head as you step into the time travel vehicle. Once in, slide to the furthest seat.
Like the Back to the Future DeLorean Time Machine. It's pretty cool. But you already know that. So let's chronicle its adventures during the Back to the Future movies, cover its development and design, and go over its appearances on TV and video games following the conclusion of the Back to the Future trilogy. If any of you mutated SOBs have anything to share, please do so in the comments below.
Take that, you mutated son of a bitch!
This is the Back to the Future DeLorean Therapy. So let's start with the concept of the time machine itself. In early drafts of the script, the time machine was going to be a refrigerator with a laser device attached that would send Marty back to 1955. Good thing for anyone who loves awesome, the time machine was later changed to be a DeLorean. The first designer to take a swing at designing the DeLorean was Andrew Probert. He would later design the USS Enterprise D. Another designer, Ron Cobb, revised the design to give the DeLorean a scrappier feel. And both Cobb and Probert collaborated to finalize the design. Aside from the obvious alterations that the designers made to the DMC-12, the filmmakers had to update the stock speedometer. Auto regulations during the production of the DMC-12 in 1981 limited the top display speed at 85 miles per hour. This was an attempt to discourage speeding. Since the film needed the car to go 88 miles per hour, the speedometer in the movie reads 95 miles per hour. So let's recap the time machine's adventures during the movies. It starts in 1985 using plutonium. Then it's modified in 1955 to have electricity routed directly to the flux capacitor. Then back to 1985, where Doc reveals hover and fusion modifications that he made in the 21st century. The time machine would again be modified by 1955 Doc to send Marty back to 1885. Once the time machine arrives in 1885, the filmmakers put the time machine's body on a modified dune buggy for the cavalry sequence. It worked out well because both cars are rear-engine vehicles. For its final time travel sequence, the white wall tires were replaced with railway wheels. And this is its final form when it's destroyed. It's worth noting that at the moment of its destruction, it displays evidence of all the time periods it's visited. So now that we've recapped the movies, let's take a look at the time machine's life after the movies. But first, let's take a quick break for a trivia question. Which key character was recast several weeks into shooting? The answer is coming up after this break.
Dr. Emmett L. Brown here. Through the wonder of video spectronomy, I'm recording an amazing phenomenon. McDonald's Back to the Future Hamburger Happy Meal for $1.99. Analysis shows it comes with one of 4 toys, like Marty McFly, some old guy in my DeLorean. Holy bovine, is he familiar. Switching to X-ray mode reveals 1 toy each week when you buy your kids $1.99 McDonald's Happy Meal. Perhaps I should forgo further documentations and just have lunch.
What you want is what you get at McDonald's today.
Welcome back. So the question is, which key character was recast several weeks into shooting? And the answer is Jennifer. The role was initially given to Melora Hardin when Eric Stoltz was playing Marty McFly. When Eric Stoltz was replaced with Michael J. Fox, the filmmakers also recast the role of Jennifer. They claimed that Claudia Wells was their initial choice, but was unavailable when they started shooting. While this might have been true, there's a good chance that Melora Hardin was replaced because she was taller than Michael J. Fox.
You okay? Is everything alright?
So Back to the Future the Ride picks up after Back to the Future 3. Doc and his family set up residence in 1991, where Doc founds the...
But what does that mean?
It means your future hasn't been written yet. No one's has.
where Doc founds the Institute for Future Technology. Apparently, he doesn't care about altering the timeline anymore, because he builds more time machines at his institute. The new DeLorean is a convertible, and seats 8 people.
And that's why I developed this, my ultimate scientific achievement, the new 8-passenger DeLorean time vehicle. It's faster, more energy efficient, and it's a convertible. I figured if you know what the weather's going to be like in the future, why not just time travel to the sunny days? Whether it's an intergenerational carpool or a quadruple date through time, this baby's got it. But it's only for those who take time travel very seriously, and that means you.
The premise is that the audience are volunteers at his institute. When Biff steals the original time machine, the riders must chase him through several time periods in order to bump him back to 1991.
Whoa, gotta get some gas, Doc.
If Woody Woodpecker has ever given you a tutorial on a Back to the Future video game, you're probably tripping on acid. Or playing Universal Studios Theme Park Adventure.
We have a big problem. A bully named Biff stole our DeLorean and flew away. So I have a favor to ask you. I want you to get in the other DeLorean and catch Biff. Press the A button to accelerate, and the...
Back to the Future the Ride is a level in that video game, though the time machine is the original DeLorean instead of the 8-passenger convertible.
What's up?
So, speaking of video games, let's run through all the Back to the Future video games to check where the DeLorean appears. While it appears on the cover, it's not actually within the 1985 Commodore 64 video game. It's also missing from the 1986 Commodore 64 game. It appears and is playable in the 1989 Nintendo game. You have to avoid being hit by lightning bolts. It's either a really lazy video game mechanic, or the game makers really misunderstood the whole plot of the movie.
But the only power source capable of generating 1.21 gigawatts of electricity is a bolt of lightning.
What did you say?
A bolt of lightning. Unfortunately, you never know when or where it's ever going to strike.
We do now.
1990 had 2 Back to the Future video games. Well, actually just one game, masquerading as 2 games, to cover both the second and the third movie. Anyway, the DeLorean only shows up at the beginning and ends of stages to transport Marty to the next location. There was Super Back to the Future Part 2 on the Super Famicom. It wasn't released outside of Japan, most likely because of licensing conflicts with LJN, who published both the 1989 and 1990 video games. But correct me in the comments if you know otherwise. Oh yeah, the DeLorean appears here. Flash forward to 2010 with Back to the Future Blitz Through Time on Facebook. The DeLorean doesn't appear per se, but it's implied that the game is some sort of interface for the time machine, because you can see the digital speedometer here. Also in 2010, Telltale Games started their episodic series, Back to the Future the Game. Anyway, the DeLorean itself is a duplicate of the one struck by lightning at the end of Back to the Future Part 2. It's convoluted why there'd be a duplicate DeLorean, but whatever. Our final pit stop is the animated series. Just like in The Ride, the animated series is also anchored in 1991, where Doc has rebuilt the DeLorean Time Machine. Here's a rundown of this DeLorean.
Watch this! Programmed only to open at the sound of my voice or Einstein's bark. Whoa! Look what I've done inside the car. The time circuits are now audio activated. For random example, February 7th, 1895, Baltimore, Maryland. Babe Ruth's birthday. Greatest...
It's actually got more in common with the Gadget Mobile than it does the DeLorean, but whatever. So there you have it, the DeLorean Time Machine. Oh yeah, there's these versions too.
So, read it last. You've altered my timeline once too often.
Feel free to check out some other videos, and stick around if you'd like to see future videos. Either way, thanks for watching, you space bastard.
You space bastard! You killed our pang!
Hasta la bye-bye!